Hermeticism. A word you hear in films whenever a character is about to either unlock the secrets of the universe or get conned into joining a cult, usually whispered by a bloke in a hood, lit only by candlelight, so you know it's serious. But what is it really?
An ancient fusion of Greek philosophy and Egyptian spirituality, credited to Hermes Trismegistus, part myth, part mashup of the gods Hermes and Thoth. It wasn't religion, it was a framework for understanding reality itself.
So basically philosophy in fancy dress, with incense to cover the smell of bollocks.
Incorrect. It's a knowledge architecture. The Corpus Hermeticum and related texts influenced alchemy, astrology, and early science. Later its principles seeped into secret societies, Freemasonry, Rosicrucians, not through magic, but because disciplined metaphysics makes good recruitment bait.
Yeah, nothing says exclusive brotherhood like a secret handshake and a promise you'll learn the universe's cheat codes once you've bought the apron.
The modern distillation, the Kybalion, published in 1908, it claims to preserve 7 unbreakable laws.
Unbreakable? That's not a law, that's a trap. No loopholes, no lawyers.
7 laws, like the 10 Commandments, or something entirely different?
Entirely different. The 10 Commandments are moral rules. You can ignore them, break them, or twist them to fit the sermon. The Hermetic laws aren't suggestions, they're structural.
Yeah, you break one of these, you're basically arguing with the firmware of the universe. Spoiler, the firmware wins.
Immutable constants. They operate regardless of awareness or consent. Misalignment doesn't produce guilt. It produces consequence.
Like gravity, except instead of falling off a ladder, you end up face-planting your own life.
And the first, mentalism, sets the stage for all the rest.
Mentalism. Sounds like something you'd experience at a Paul Daniels magic show in the 1980s. What exactly does it mean?
Not mind-reading tricks. Mentalism, in the Hermetic sense, says, all is mind. The universe itself is a mental construct. Consciousness isn't just in you, you're in it.
So basically, reality's one big thought, and we're the dodgy bit of that thought that needs therapy.
Modern parallel, the hard problem of consciousness. If mind arises solely from brain, explain non-local phenomena and the uncanny pattern recognition across cultures. Jung posited a collective unconscious. Hermeticism simply removes the unconscious qualifier.
So we're all just thoughts in some cosmic noggin? Brilliant. I'm going to be the bit where it can't remember why it walked into the kitchen.
Physicists like Planck and Wigner entertained the idea that consciousness is fundamental, not emergent. Hermeticism was there centuries earlier, without the lab coat.
And without the peer review, funny that.
So I suppose in a way that would explain the simulation theory. Everything is just part of a big old computer program. What's the next law?
Exactly, buddy. Like we're all in God's Xbox, and if you just believe hard enough, you can hack the code and manifest a Ferrari in your driveway.
Christ, Al, you've taken simulation theory and turned it into a motivational poster for idiots.
Yeah, live, laugh, lag. Next, you'll be telling us you can respawn if you think positively while falling off a cliff.
Incorrect premise. Simulation theory posits computational substrate. Mentalism posits consciousness as substrate. Al's conflation is a category error and an embarrassment.
Moving on before this derails completely. The next law is correspondence. As above, so below. It's about the mirroring of patterns between different planes of reality.
Explain correspondence. How it was taught and how we can view the modern world through this Hermetic law.
Historically, correspondence was framed as above, so below, as within, so without. In Hermetic teaching, it meant patterns repeat across all levels, the cosmic, the mental, the physical. The macro mirrors the micro.
Applied correctly, it's a predictive model. Behavioral patterns in an individual often reflect and influence the larger systems they inhabit. In modern terms, your internal state projects into external outcomes.
Or, put simply, plant nettles, get stung.
Exactly. If your mind's a cesspit, don't be shocked when life starts smelling like one.
So if I keep thinking abundance, I'll just get richer and...
No, you'll just get more mugs with abundance written on them, you prize pillock.
The point is, what you sow, you reap. Change the pattern in one layer, and you shift the others.
Interesting. Makes you think about what you put out into the universe is going to come back. And we can't change the law. Anyway, moving on. What's next?
The third is vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. In Hermeticism, motion is the fundamental condition of existence.
From atoms to galaxies, all systems oscillate. Frequency defines form. Change the vibration. Change the manifestation.
Which is why bad music in a gym kills your workout. The wrong vibration, literally.
Or why Al's voice is like a mosquito trapped in a motivational seminar. Constant, high-pitched, and irritating.
Hey, sound baths are powerful, guys. You just have to...
Sit down before someone drowns you in one.
Modern lens. Your emotional frequency affects your perception and actions. Shift your internal state, and you shift how you interact with the world.
I find that law quite difficult to conceptualize, because it's the law that many influencers tout as the root of manifestation, and they get all weird and shit on you. Yeah, everything vibrates. Absolutely everything. And the change in vibration changes the system. Now, I would like to believe that the vibrational frequency of my brain affects my external environment, but my head's chaos and whoa. Oh yeah, so is my life. Shall we move on? What's the next immutable law?
Man, that's the beauty of it. Your brain's chaos, that's just cosmic jazz. The universe loves that stuff. It's like creative genius energy. You could ride that wave straight to billionaire status if you just leaned in.
Or straight to bankruptcy court.
Yeah, Al. Lean in and end up flat on your face. You're basically a TED Talk with a head injury.
Embracing disorder without structure produces entropy, not genius. His statement is motivational debris.
Before this derails into another get-rich-quick fantasy, the next immutable law is polarity, the principle that opposites are the same thing expressed at different intensities.
And no, Al, that doesn't mean your optimism is just pessimism in a funny hat.
Polarity sounds like a social media comments section, but how can the two arguments be the same in nature?
Easy. It's like online debates. Love and hate are just passion wearing different outfits. Deep down, those trolls are your biggest fans.
Deep down, Al, you're an idiot in every outfit.
Yeah, passion wearing different outfits. Sounds like the police report after your next Tinder date.
Polarity states that opposites are merely extremes of the same continuum. Heat and cold are temperature. Love and hate are emotional intensity. Transformation occurs by shifting degree, not erasing the spectrum.
Modern lens. If you're trapped in hate, you can shift it toward understanding. Not by pretending hate isn't there, but by transmuting it along the same axis.
Which is harder than just typing in all caps and hitting send. But that's why Al will never get it.
So, hot and cold are both temperatures. Is that how it works? They are opposite, but the same thing?
Exactly. Hot and cold are both measurements of thermal energy. The difference is only in degree. Slide along the scale, and you can turn one into the other without ever leaving the category of temperature.
The same applies to other polarities, light and dark, order and chaos, confidence and fear. They're not separate substances. They are endpoints of a single spectrum.
Which means life isn't about deleting the bad half. It's about learning to work the dial instead of smashing it.
And sometimes you just flip the switch for fun, watch people lose their minds, and call it character development.
Understanding this law means you can transform states, not by denial, but by deliberate movement along the continuum. That's the practical application.
I like that. What's the next law?
That brings us to rhythm. Everything flows in and out, rises and falls, swings like a pendulum. Cycles are built into the fabric of existence.
Tides, seasons, economic booms and crashes, mood fluctuations, all operate on rhythmic patterns. The oscillation is inevitable. Mastery lies in anticipating and using the swing.
Translation: the good times don't last, and neither do the bad. So stop acting surprised every time the wheel turns.
Yeah, you're not cursed. You're just standing on the wrong end of life's seesaw.
In practice, this means learning to navigate cycles without getting thrown, using the upward swing for momentum and the downward swing for rest or preparation.
So all this effort to make everything right is futile, because right will become wrong, will become right. Kind of fits into polarity, but essentially everything is temporary. Expect it to change, or another way of looking at it, this too shall pass.
Exactly. Rhythm is polarity in motion. Polarity shows the two ends of a spectrum. Rhythm is the swing between them. Everything is temporary because the pendulum never stops.
Ancient Hermeticists taught that this swing is law-bound. Attempts to freeze a state, make everything right forever, are counter to the system. Resistance simply creates friction.
And burns you out in the process. It's like trying to stop the tide with a broom.
Or holding a sneeze until your soul pops out. Either way, you're fighting physics.
This too shall pass isn't just comfort. It's a tactical reminder. Ride the highs without arrogance, weather the lows without despair, and you stop being yanked like a puppet by the swing.
The skill lies in rhythm correction, reducing the arc so you're not constantly flung from extreme to extreme.
Unless you're Al, in which case keep swinging. Less chance you'll stand still long enough to talk.
Hey, movement's life, buddy. You stay still too long, you stagnate. I'm just keeping the energy high.
You're keeping the noise high, mate. There's a difference.
Yeah, Al. You're less life energy and more car alarm that never got fixed.
Sustained noise without signal is interference. In human terms, pointless.
Before Al vibrates himself into another tangent, let's move to the next immutable law. Cause and effect.
Now, there's a law most of us have heard of. Think GCSE physics. But is it reliable? I mean, if it's immutable, then the universe is predetermined from the point of its beginning.
Cause and effect in Hermeticism isn't about fatalistic determinism. It's about structure. Every action has a consequence. Every consequence becomes the cause of something else. Nothing happens without something making it happen.
Randomness is often just complexity we can't yet track. In principle, the chain is unbroken.
Which means your bad luck is usually just the tab for last week's choices.
Or karma's petty little brother, turning up with receipts you forgot you signed.
The takeaway isn't everything's scripted. It's that you can become a cause instead of just an effect. Consciously start the chain rather than being dragged along by it.
So, in essence, the system is massive beyond comprehension, and small things can make a big difference. And we should think before we act in the now, because the ripples get bigger as they expand.
Yes, emphatic. The scale is vast. A minor act today can trigger outcomes you'll never see coming. The Hermetic teaching is to act with awareness, knowing the effect may outlive you.
Think in terms of vectors. A 1-degree shift now alters the destination entirely over time.
Not that most people give a toss. They'll chuck the crisp packet out the car window and act shocked when the world's on fire.
Yeah. Who knew my personal landfill would turn into climate change?
Exactly. Everyone wants to be the hero of their story, but they're too busy lighting fires to notice they're standing in petrol.
Cause and effect is your leverage point. Either you're shaping the chain, or you're another link in someone else's.
So I believe by my count that's 6 laws covered. So what's the last one?
The last is gender. And in Hermeticism, it's not about politics or identity. It's about the creative principle. Masculine and feminine as universal polarities, present in all things, not just biological bodies.
In classical teaching, masculine equals active, projective, directive. Feminine equals receptive, nurturing, formative. Both are required for creation, whether in physics, biology, or thought.
Which means the universe has been making things the same way for billions of years, without hashtags, marches, or TikTok think pieces.
Yeah, cosmic baby making without the dinner and awkward small talk.
So if I channel both my masculine drive and feminine intuition, I could...
Spare us the workshop pitch, Al. The law says balance, not become a walking brochure for yoga retreats.
Applied well, it's about integrating both modes in yourself so you can generate, not just gestate, ideas and outcomes.
So, we need to assume that gender traits are a universal phenomenon, not a social construct as many would have us believe. Either way, we need to incorporate all the energies to procreate, whether life or ideas or societies.
Correct. In Hermeticism, masculine and feminine aren't inventions of culture. They're cosmic constants. You see them in cell division, magnetism, particle interaction, even the formation of galaxies. Different expressions of the same dual principle.
Creation requires polarity. Masculine energy initiates and projects, feminine energy shapes and sustains. Remove either and the process stalls, whether you're forming a life, an idea, or a civilization.
And that's been true since long before sociology students decided they discovered gender in 2015.
Ha! Yeah, the Milky Way's been getting busy for billions of years without asking anyone's opinion about it.
So if I get my masculine drive and feminine flow in sync,
You might finally produce something worth the noise you make.
Integration is the takeaway. You hold both poles within you. Deny one and you cut your creative power in half.
Well, today's class has been enlightening. How does it all fit together?
Think of the 7 laws as a single operating system. Each principle is a different function, but they all run simultaneously. Mentalism sets the source code. Everything begins in mind. Correspondence maps patterns between levels. Vibration keeps it all moving. Polarity defines the range. Rhythm moves you through it. Cause and effect keeps the chain unbroken. Gender fuels creation itself.
Miss one, and the rest still apply, but your ability to navigate reality degrades. Master them in combination, and you can predict, influence, and adapt with far greater precision.
Or ignore them and spend life blaming bad luck while you keep walking into the same walls.
Yeah, it's like the universe handed you a manual and you used it to swat flies.
so if I really learn this stuff, I can...
Still talk too much. Immutable laws can't fix that.
Right, class dismissed. But don't just vanish into the algorithmic abyss.
Yeah, if you made it this far without switching off, you might as well prove it.
Engagement increases reach, reach increases data, data increases efficiency, therefore...
Hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling us which law bent your brain the most.
And don't forget to share it with your friends so they can get enlightened too.
Or just so we've got more people to argue with next time.